You're over 70, your passport is still getting stamps, and your spirit for adventure hasn't slowed down. That's not just inspiring, it's powerful. Because travel in our later years isn't just about sightseeing, it's about staying connected to the world, to people, to discovery. It's living fully, not carefully folding ourselves away. But even the most experienced travelers can be caught off guard. Take Marion, for example. She's 74 from Arizona, sharp, active, and well-traveled. Last fall, she flew to Spain for a small group walking tour. She was thrilled. Art, tapas, flamenco, all of it. On her third day, while exploring Seville under the midday sun, she started to feel lightheaded. Her heart was racing. She hadn't had much water that morning and didn't think to bring a bottle. By the time they got to the next stop, she was shaky and confused. The guide rushed her to a nearby clinic. Marion spent a few hours there, rehydrated, stabilized, and grateful it wasn't worse. "I never thought something so simple could knock me off my feet," she said. "Next time, I'll carry water like it's my passport." She's already planning her next trip, with a few smarter habits in place. That's what this video is all about. Not fear, not limits, just awareness and smarter planning that keeps your freedom firmly in your hands. Because we don't stop exploring at 70, we just need to pack a little differently. Think of this as a travel tune-up, the small adjustments that make a big difference. We're going to cover 5 hidden dangers that most travelers don't think about until they're right in the middle of one. Things that can throw off a trip or, in some cases, send it sideways. But don't worry, we're also going to talk about how to avoid them with simple, effective steps. And to make it easier, I've included a printable checklist for senior travelers right in the video description. Feel free to use it before every trip. We'll talk about what happens when we sit too long, on planes, buses, or trains, and how that affects circulation. We'll look at how easy it is to mix up medications across time zones or forget a dose altogether. We'll cover how unfamiliar hotel rooms, streets, and public places increase the risk of falls, and what to do about it. We'll talk about stomach issues and staying hydrated, especially in different climates or countries. And finally, what you can do to prepare for a medical emergency far from home, so you're not left guessing in a moment of need. Each of these comes with real stories, real tips, and practical strategies you can start using today. Because travel is still your playground. You just need better shoes, and I'll help you find the right pair. Ready to get started? Let's take the first step. Danger number 1, blood clots from long flights or car rides. When we travel, we often focus on the excitement, the sights, the people, the experience. But there's something most people don't think about. What happens to your circulation when you stay in one position for too long? And after 70, that's something worth paying attention to. As we age, our veins naturally lose some of their elasticity. Blood doesn't flow quite as easily, especially in the legs. Long flights, bus rides, or car trips can cause blood to pool in the lower legs, increasing the risk of a blood clot, specifically deep vein thrombosis, or DVT. It might sound rare, but it's more common than you think in travelers over 70. And the longer you sit still, the higher the risk. Now here's the tricky part. DVT can be sneaky. Sometimes it shows up with a bit of swelling in the calf, a strange heaviness, or a spot that feels warm or tender to the touch. But these aren't symptoms most of us think to connect to something serious. That's why it's so important to know your body and to act early. The good news? There's a lot you can do to protect yourself. First, hydration. Drinking water helps your blood flow better and reduces the chance of clotting. It's smart to avoid alcohol or too much caffeine during travel, since both can dehydrate you without you realizing it. Compression socks are another simple but powerful tool. They help keep blood moving by gently squeezing your legs, especially during long stretches of sitting. They're easy to pack and even easier to wear. If you're on a plane or train, book an aisle seat so it's easier to get up and move. And if you're in a car, plan regular breaks. Set an alarm every hour, just a quiet buzz on your phone, to remind you to stand, stretch, and flex your feet. Even rotating your ankles and pointing your toes back and forth while seated helps. These movements are small but mighty. Let me tell you about Tom. He's 78 and lives in Michigan. Last summer, he took a long flight to Alaska to visit his grandkids. Before he left, his daughter, who's a nurse, handed him a pair of compression socks and told him, "Dad, you've got to walk that aisle every hour." She even set a silent timer on his phone. Tom stuck to it. Every hour, he stood up, stretched, and walked the aisle a few times. He drank plenty of water, even though he had to use the restroom more often. When he got back home, his doctor told him he'd made a smart move. Tom had a history of circulation issues, and if he hadn't been so active during the flight, things might have turned out very differently. He said, "That little walk might have saved me a hospital visit, or worse." So before you even walk out the door, just take a moment to think ahead. Have you packed your compression socks? Is your water bottle filled and easy to grab? Did you choose an aisle seat so it's easier to get up and move? And are your stretch reminders set on your watch or phone? These are all small things, but they add up. They keep you safe, keep your energy up, and most of all, they keep you doing what you love, seeing the world with confidence and feeling strong every step of the way. Danger number 2, medication mix-ups and missed doses. When you're at home, taking your medications can feel like second nature. Morning pills with breakfast, evening ones before bed. But travel changes that. Different time zones, new daily routines, early departures, airport security checks. All of these can throw off even the most reliable habits. And if you're managing multiple prescriptions, that small disruption can quickly become a big issue. The challenge isn't just remembering to take your meds, it's knowing when. Crossing time zones can confuse the timing, especially for medications that need to be taken at specific intervals, like heart pills, insulin, or blood thinners. Add in unfamiliar hotel rooms, long days of sightseeing, and a shift in your meal schedule, and suddenly your routine is out of sync. Even getting through airport security with medications can be a source of stress, especially if items aren't clearly labeled or if you're carrying injectable medications or controlled substances. But there's no need to feel overwhelmed. You can stay on track with a few simple habits. First, bring a 7-day pill organizer, preferably one with morning and evening slots. It's visual, easy to use, and a quick way to know whether you've taken your dose. Second, pack a printed list of your current medications, including names, dosages, and instructions. Keep a copy in your wallet and your luggage. If you're carrying any medication that requires special handling, like insulin or opioids, bring a signed note from your doctor explaining your need. It can smooth things over at customs or airport checks. Always pack your medications in your carry-on bag, not your checked luggage. Lost luggage can be inconvenient, but losing access to important meds can become a crisis. Make sure each bottle or container is clearly labeled, ideally with your name and dosage instructions. And to keep everything on schedule, use a watch or phone alarm to gently remind you, especially when your internal clock is still adjusting to a new time zone. Let me share Anita's story. She's 76 and lives in North Carolina. She went on a group tour through Italy, but about halfway through the trip, she realized she'd been taking her heart medication 2 hours late without knowing it. The local time threw her off. She felt sluggish and off balance until she figured it out. When she got home, her doctor helped her create a printed schedule showing her medication times in both US and local time zones. On her next trip to Portugal, she taped that schedule inside her travel wallet and never missed a dose. Anita said, "I thought I could keep it straight in my head. Now I know better, and I feel better too." Before you zip up that suitcase, take a moment to run through a simple medication check. Make sure your pill organizer is filled and ready to go. Bring a printed list of your medications with clear dosages. If you take anything that might raise questions, like insulin or controlled substances, carry a note from your doctor. Pack a few extra days' worth of meds in case your trip gets extended or delayed, and set up a reminder on your phone or a simple app to help you stay on schedule. It doesn't take much time, but it makes a big difference. Traveling with medications doesn't have to be stressful. With a little planning, you can stay safe, steady, and confident no matter where your journey takes you. Danger number 3, increased risk of falls in unfamiliar environments. Falls don't just happen on icy sidewalks in winter. In fact, they're surprisingly common during travel, especially in places that seem harmless at first glance. Hotel bathtubs with slippery surfaces, cobblestone streets that twist under your feet, narrow escalators in crowded train stations, or dimly lit hallways in unfamiliar buildings. All of these can turn into trouble spots when you're tired or distracted. For older adults, even a small stumble can lead to big consequences. As we age, our depth perception may not be as sharp. That step down from a curb might look even, but it's not. Add in jet lag, fatigue from sightseeing, or even new medications that affect balance, and the risk grows. Hotel layouts are different. Bathrooms are unfamiliar. Elevators are sometimes broken. And one moment of instability is all it takes. But here's the truth. Most of these risks can be managed with just a few simple precautions. Before you book your hotel, call and request a ground floor room or one near an elevator. If stairs can't be avoided, ask if there are railings. When you arrive, give your room a quick safety scan. Check for rugs that bunch up, floors that might be slick, or bathrooms without grab bars. You can bring a temporary suction grab bar with you in your luggage. They're lightweight, easy to install, and offer surprising stability. At night, use a small flashlight or your phone's light when moving through dark areas. This is especially helpful if you wake up in the middle of the night and need to use the bathroom in a layout you're not used to. Wear shoes that support you well, not flip-flops or soft slippers. Look for non-slip soles and good grip. And if your balance sometimes feels unsteady, bring a lightweight cane or a folding walking stick. Trekking poles aren't just for hiking. They're great for balance in cities too. Just remember, taking a few extra precautions doesn't mean you're fragile. It means you're prepared. Being cautious doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Confidence starts with preparation. Let me tell you about George. He's 80 and from Oregon. On a recent trip to Thailand, he knew he wanted to explore the temples and markets, many of which were in areas with uneven stone paths and narrow steps. Before his trip, he packed a pair of lightweight trekking poles. He swears by them now. He also carefully read hotel reviews online and picked a place that other seniors had said was accessible and had grab bars in the bathroom. One morning as he stepped out of the shower, he slipped slightly, but caught himself using the bar. He said, 10 years ago, I would have laughed at the idea of bringing walking sticks. Now I pack them right next to my passport. That kind of planning doesn't slow you down. It helps you go further, more safely. And that's what smart travel is all about. Danger number 4. Digestive disruptions and dehydration. Travel opens the door to incredible meals and new experiences, but it can also bring some not-so-welcome surprises, especially when it comes to digestion. Whether it's constipation from long flights and unfamiliar routines, or the opposite, diarrhea after trying something new, your stomach may need some extra care on the road. Add in the risk of dehydration, especially in hot or humid climates, and suddenly your trip isn't feeling quite so relaxing. After 70, the body's signals for thirst can fade. You might not feel thirsty even when you're already running low on fluids. And if you take certain medications, like diuretics or blood pressure pills, or have conditions like diabetes or kidney disease, dehydration can creep in faster and hit harder. It's not just about being thirsty, it's about protecting your energy, focus, and overall well-being. So how do you stay ahead of it? A few easy steps can make a big difference. First, consider starting a probiotic supplement a week or two before your trip. This helps balance your gut and can prepare your digestive system for unfamiliar foods. Pack fiber-rich snacks like dried fruit or whole grain bars to keep things moving. And wherever you go, drink only bottled water, not just for drinking, but also for brushing your teeth, especially in areas where tap water may be questionable. Be selective with what you eat. Raw salads, uncooked vegetables, and unpeeled fruit can carry bacteria if not washed properly. If you're unsure about food hygiene, it's okay to skip it. Trust your instincts, use a hydration reminder app, or simply set an alarm on your phone to nudge you every couple of hours. And if you do get hit with a stomach bug, make sure you've packed a simple traveler's kit. Rehydration salts or electrolyte tablets, a few trusted over-the-counter medications, and a plan to rest until you feel better. If you're managing a chronic condition like diabetes, extra preparation goes a long way. Keep glucose tablets or a small snack within reach at all times. Understand how heat, walking more than usual, or delayed meals can impact your blood sugar. Before you travel, learn how to say low sugar or no sugar in the local language. Just having that ready on a card can make ordering food much easier. And keep your meds and testing supplies with you, not packed in a suitcase that might get lost. Eleanor is 75 and from Texas. On a previous trip to Mexico, she found herself wiped out halfway through her tour day. She hadn't been drinking enough, and the local food, though delicious, left her feeling off. Before her next vacation, she spoke to her doctor and packed electrolyte tablets, along with her usual meds and a travel-sized bottle for clean water. She sipped consistently, stuck with cooked foods, and never had another issue. "I learned that it's not just about what you eat," she said. "It's about how prepared you are before you take that first bite." Keeping your digestion and hydration in check isn't about giving things up. It's about staying energized, steady, and able to enjoy every single moment. You don't need to worry. You just need to plan. Danger number 5. Medical emergencies without a plan. Medical emergencies are the last thing you want to think about when planning a vacation, but having no plan at all? That's a real risk, especially after 70. Imagine needing help in a country where you don't speak the language, where you don't know the nearest hospital, and where no one has access to your health history. That kind of confusion can slow down care, lead to unnecessary stress, and even put your health at greater risk. It's not just the emergency itself, it's what follows. Miscommunication can lead to incorrect treatment. Care might be delayed if you can't explain your condition or allergies. And without insurance, you could be left facing thousands in out-of-pocket costs, even for something as simple as a short hospital visit or prescription refill. The good news? This is one of the easiest things to prepare for, and you don't need to be a tech expert or a world traveler to do it. Start by purchasing travel medical insurance that covers your destination. Read the fine print so you understand what's included: emergency care, prescriptions, even air evacuation if needed. It's worth every penny for the peace of mind alone. Next, take a few minutes to research nearby clinics or hospitals at your destination. Save their address in your phone and maybe even write it down in your travel journal or itinerary. Carry a medical ID card that clearly lists your conditions, medications, and allergies. This can be a literal card in your wallet or a digital note stored on your phone's lock screen. Consider downloading a telehealth app that works internationally. Some services allow you to video chat with a doctor in your home country while abroad. Keep your emergency contacts listed not only in your phone, but also on paper. And if you're traveling with friends, a tour group, or family, let them know about any medical conditions or medications you're taking. That quick conversation could make all the difference. Carol, 72, from North Carolina, had planned a relaxing trip to Costa Rica, but halfway through her stay, she started experiencing chest pressure that worried her. Thanks to her advanced planning, she already had local clinic information saved on her phone. She'd purchased comprehensive travel insurance and had a translator app ready to go. At the clinic, she handed over her medical card, explained her symptoms clearly, and got prompt care. Thankfully, it was a mild reaction to a new food. Still, Carol said afterward, "If I hadn't had a plan, I would have panicked. Instead, I just followed the steps I prepared." That's really the goal here, not to avoid every single risk, but to feel ready for whatever comes. When you're prepared, you feel more confident. And when you're confident, you can truly enjoy your trip. Maybe you've already picked up travel insurance, saved the address of a nearby hospital, added an emergency card to your wallet, or updated your health app with important records. These small steps don't take much time, but they give you something priceless: peace of mind when you're far from home. You've just taken a big step towards safer, smarter travel. We've covered 5 hidden dangers that many travelers over 70 don't always think about until it's too late. But now you're ahead of the game. Blood clots from long trips, medication mix-ups, unexpected falls, digestive troubles, and getting caught without a medical plan. Each one can be managed with just a bit of preparation, and you've got the tools to do exactly that. Remember, in the description of this video, you'll find a downloadable travel safety checklist created just for you. It's easy to use and even easier to forget, so print it out now and tuck it into your suitcase or travel folder. Your future self will be so glad you did, especially when the airport's busy or your itinerary gets shuffled. Remember, travel is still your playground. You just need better shoes. The world hasn't gotten any smaller, and neither has your sense of adventure. Your spirit didn't retire just because you did. The more prepared you are, the more freedom you'll feel, and that's what travel after 70 should be all about. If this video helped you feel more confident, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below with your own travel tips, stories, or questions. You never know who you might help by sharing. And if you've got a friend or family member who's planning a trip soon, pass this video along. It's one small way to look out for each other, no matter where we're going. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos.